What you bought? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Yeah. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General Honor. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my I can gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners, all them pussy niggas talkin' shit. Y'all know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood. I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves, while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Fuck wrong with you, boy?
Beaten to death. Correctional officer.
We still here, still standing. UPK, we never left the building. Commanding General Yohana, you know. Whoa! Check it out. Woe into America. Seize everything and bring these crackers to their knees. I need everything and I do mean everything. I know they don't like us. Go ahead and try us. Don't make me call upon the Lord and put this earth on fire. I'm only getting better and I'm only getting higher. And you are getting weaker. That's why you cannot beat us. I know you do not like us. We don't like you neither. You win against a grain. You should be ashamed. You win against a king. Let's just call it treason. Can't wait for killing season. All that shit that you be preaching. Let me see if you believe it. They say they can't be touched. Well, I'm about to put my hands on them. No more missing nights, guy. I gave that spirit up. Lord, give me strength so I can tear this city up. Babylon is falling, but it's just not fast enough. Angels with a nigga, so you niggas cannot touch. Ooh, this shit not adding up. Fucking raise it up. Listen to them devils while you let them gas you up. Yeah. Said I pray they understand. I said I pray they understand. This shit not adding up. Fucking raise it up. Listen to them devils while you let them gas you up. Said I pray they understand. Hey, I said I pray they understand.
They want me to bite my tongue, they don't like criticism. Can't say oppressors the devil, YouTube restricted niggas. But they can post bitches twerking, police killing niggas. You can rap about catching bodies, and millions listen. Bitches rap about they box, and children listen. You say you black and gay, to them you still a nigga. You chasing Susie and Becky, they Emmett Tiller niggas. You got the ones that compromise, and you got field niggas. It's a real difference, it make me feel different. When I kick on my boots, tie up a meat tree, I know what we teach in that camp, nobody teaching. These devils telling lies without blinking. They ain't got the integrity, try to reach them. They say they conscious and they woke, but they sleepy. I ain't sparing nobody, I'm going in. It's a rap when I hop up on that podium.
This shit not adding up, fucking raise it up. Listen to them devils while you let them gas you up. Yeah. Said I pray they understand. I said I pray they understand. This shit not adding up. Fucking raise it up. Listen to them devils while you let them gas you up. Said I pray they understand. Hey, I said I pray they understand.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom, VA, and everybody else that may be tuning in with us. Make sure we're good to go. All right, we are up and live on Facebook. We up and live on Instagram. And we live on YouTube as well. And with that being said, clap it up. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we have been teaching the truth of the Bible, that blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are God's chosen people. And in that very same Bible that's sitting on Grandma's desk, collecting all that dust, that same Bible that they bust out every time one of us get locked up, that same Bible that they bust out at the wedding, at the funerals. You know what I'm saying? In the very same Bible, you're going to find out that the white man, the Caucasian, the oppressor, the colonizer is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? And we are the only ones courageous enough to actually get out and tell you the truth. We are not affiliated with any Christian organization. We're also not affiliated with any fake Israelite group. If it is not the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, they are lying to you about something. That I can guarantee you. You know what I'm saying? They may say that they from One West, but there is only One West. And that's going to be the ISUPK since 1969. The water for everybody joining us. Let's clap it up one more time. Everybody made that trip, got back home. We are back. It's always a little sad leaving the Passover, coming back to the damn plantation. It's always a little sad leaving and coming back, getting back to reality. You know what I'm saying? That if you were fortunate enough, obedient enough, you know what I'm saying, to withstand and make it down to the Passover in Atlanta this past week, you feel me? You know how it feels when you get together around family. When you get together around family, a whole week of nothing but niggas from all over the country, and guess what? Not one incident, not one fight, nobody woman got took, you know what I'm saying? Nobody kids was yelled and hollered and fussed at in front of everybody, you know what I'm saying? It was a peaceful, beautiful event. And again, that just goes to show you what we actually can do when we obey and do what the Lord says to do. You know what I'm saying? So again, it was a beautiful, beautiful thing to go witness. I know for some of the brothers and sisters, it was your first time. You know what I'm saying? For some of the sisters, sisters and brothers, they may not have been able to come this time around, but best believe we represented each other and we did it well. The water for everybody that was able, again, to attend. This is tonight's brotherhood class. This is where we come to learn about brotherhood, what it is, how you get it, why we need it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like the real definition of it. We in these classes every day. And Tuesday is the night where we do our brotherhood class. Title of the class tonight is You Can't Be Courageous and Be a Christian. And if you are a Christian that's out there, by all means, type in the comments and tell me how I'm wrong. If you're a Christian that's out there who disagree with the title of the class, disagree with the premise, you know what I'm saying, disagree with what we say, or maybe you agree with what we say. Whatever it is, whatever the case may be, make sure you put your city name and state in that chat so we know who you are, so that you get proper credit for being in class tonight. We know how to address you. We don't do pronouns around here, so we know how to address you correctly. And again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, disagreements, dislikes, you want to cuss us out, the whole night, right? You're free to do as much. You know what I'm saying? I just hope you got tough skin, because, you know, we don't just lay around and take it around here. You feel me? But make sure that you, again, if you do have a question, put that in the comment. That's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who we got with us tonight. Damn right, Aqua Fire. Damn right, Aqua Fazaraka. We back. You know what I'm saying? We back in full effect. Before I get too far ahead of myself, y'all see the picture in the back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the picture in the back. Go ahead and for one time, congratulations to all the brothers that got through Hebrew Academy, for all the new graduates, the new defenders of the faith in Virginia. VA Strong, I'm so proud of all my Akim that went through, you know what I'm saying, and got it in. It came back and brought that sword back wet. You know what I'm saying? So again, congratulations to all of y'all. You feel me? But now it's time to get to work. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to get to work. The water for all my Akim, you know what I'm saying, that went through with them sweat, blood, and tears. And we're damn sure courageous. There ain't no Christians that's behind me and that picture right there. You don't see no Christians back there behind me. You know what I'm saying? I know those are brothers that I would entrust my life to, because I know they're gonna put theirs down for me, and vice versa. You don't get that in no Christian church. You don't get that in no Muslim mosque. You don't get that in a Crip set. You don't get that with the Gangster Disciples, but you do get that with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. So again, the water to them brothers for sacrificing, you know what I'm saying, sacrificing their time, you know what I'm saying, their time, their money, their resources, their blood, their sweat, their tears, you know what I'm saying, for their brothers and sisters in the nation, brothers and sisters they don't even know. You feel me? And that's what it's all about. Tonight is the night. Tonight is the Brotherhood class. But before we get too far, let's see who all we got with us. First, and give a courtesy to all Akim, all the brothers that's out there. Y'all about Shimmy Shabrak a thumb. To all the brothers, to all the Akwafi, and to all the sisters. Y'all Shema all the thumb about Shimmy Shai. And we got Akwaf Azara Ka with us. What's going on, Akwaf? Good to see you with us. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you with us tonight. We got Officer Yabaka in the building. Y'all about Shimmy Shabrak a thumb. You know what I'm saying? Officer Yabaka. Congratulations to that brother. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations. Came with there and did what he had to do. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Damn right. I'm Yao Shemata Bashim Yao Shada Akwaf Azara Ka. We got Officer 1000, Mataza Akara. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to that brother as well. Went there, you know what I'm saying, and put in that work. You know what I mean? I'm Yao Bashim Shabakatha. You know what I'm saying to that brother as well. We got Akwaf Raya in the building. Yahweh Shema Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? We also got Akwaf Tawa Bath in the building. Yahweh Shema Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We got the young man Ayan Paquat checking in. Most High Christ from Wrights, Virginia. Yahweh Shema Shabakatha. We got the Princess Tazarah in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shema Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai to you as well. We got Akwaf Shakar Paquat in the building. Yahweh Shema Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We got Akwaf Anah in the building also. Yahweh Shema Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai to you as well. Damn right. Akwaf Azara Ka. Congratulations to the resurrection. You know what I'm saying? The resurrection team 2025 Hebrew Academy graduates VA Strong. Damn right. Akwaf Raya. Warriors. Words that came back, you know what I'm saying? We also got Angel Givens checking in from Hampton, Virginia. Shalom, Yahweh Shema Bashim Yahweh Shah. Good to have you in here with us tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got my brother Officer Akal Sapah. You know what I'm saying? Checking in. That brother a little under the weather today. You know what I'm saying? May the Lord be with you out. You know what I'm saying? You get back in here real soon. But you know we're gonna always hold it down for each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all about Shimon Shabakatha to you. Then right off some Mataz Akara. And I'm at the water off some Mataz Akara. You know what I'm saying? I rely on the strength of my brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got through it. And if you out there trying to get through anything out there in the world, best believe this is the place to be. You feel me? Because you ain't got to go through it alone. Not in here. You're not going to go through it alone in here. And here, that's what the brotherhood is for. You know what I'm saying? That's why we fight the way that we fight. That's why we persevere the way that we persevere, because if it wasn't for Commander Junior Hanna holding it down when everybody else got weak in the knees, you know what I'm saying? Holding it down and staying strong and giving us that example, that model, that template to go off of. You feel me? We wouldn't know how to have the correct brotherhood, how to administer that brotherhood amongst one another. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Commander Junior Hanna, you know what I'm saying, for making all of this possible. Shout out to the Most High. Barakatah Yahweh while y'all was shy to the Most High, you know what I'm saying, for again, not giving up on us. When we did everything wrong. We kept on, you know what I'm saying, returning back to them damn heathens. And it took a couple of strong brothers to say, you know what, not us. So again, the water for everybody joining us tonight. Tonight is the brotherhood class. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and jump on in it. I don't think I'm gonna get to everything. It's a particular story that, you know what I'm saying, in the Bible that I kind of pulled everything from, and like always, it just kind of grew and grew. So we might make this a part two, and if so, we hopefully we get through all of it. If not, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing but time until the Most High, till Christ crack that damn sky and come on back up in here. The title of tonight's class is "You Can't Be Courageous and Be a Christian." You can't be courageous and be a Christian. And I titled it "Be a Christian," but really, you can't be courageous and be a Muslim. You can't be courageous and be a Democrat. You can't be courageous and be a Republican. You can't be courageous and be no proud Black American. You feel me? Any of those titles, any of those surnames, any of those that you attach yourself to, you call yourself. If you're not in here, you're not courageous. You're not courageous, and we're gonna go through and prove it tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna prove it tonight. But like we always like to start out, what is brotherhood? Y'all tell me what brotherhood is. Who knows what brotherhood is? What is brotherhood? What's another name, another word for brotherhood? Who can tell me? Who knows what brotherhood is? Let's go ahead and get into it tonight. You know what I'm saying? As we get back to the basics. Because without brotherhood, none of the things that we aspire to achieve is possible. None of them are possible without brotherhood. You feel me? We got to have brotherhood. It's the one thing that we do not have. As much as we like to parade and act and put on that guise of us being strong, and you will see the hashtag Black Excellence and all this other mess that they put out there. They don't really believe it. We don't really believe it as a people, because if we did, we would be showing that. But we don't show that. You know what I'm saying? We lack those same things that we aspire to be, because we don't know what brotherhood is. Aqua Fried said sisterhood, and she is absolutely correct. Aqua Shakal said love, and she's correct as well, because brotherhood is sisterhood. When that Bible is speaking to us in that Bible, you know what I'm saying? It's talking to the brothers and the sisters. America has spent a lot of money, a lot of resources on separating us as a nation, on putting the brothers against the sisters and vice versa, on telling that sister she didn't need that man. I mean, they put a lot of money behind that, on saying that sister didn't need that man. That sister didn't need that man to be raised that house. Matter of fact, I give you a check. You don't need him. We can replace him with your check you're going to get for them kids. That's why a lot of our sisters are so hell-bent on throwing a brother on child support. They don't think they need their brother there to raise that child. As long as that money coming in, they tawab. They got everything that they need. Not even understanding and not realizing that that's not the way that the Lord set it up. That's not the way that the Lord set it up. The Lord said that the man is the head of the woman, and Christ is the head of man. And see, with anything, once you pull that one piece out, the whole order, the whole structure is gone. If once you remove that one portion, the whole order and structure is gone. We suffer as a nation because the structure has been changed and damaged. Irreparably, it's been damaged. They removed the brothers out the house, so the sisters ain't got no head. The children ain't got no guidance. They removed Christ out the church. I know you may think that Christ is in that church. Christ ain't in that church. They don't teach you what's inside of that Bible. That church got you thinking that Christ is God. That church got you thinking that Christ is some white man named Caesar Borgia. That church got you thinking that you don't have to follow none of God's laws. And all of that is removing pieces, critical pieces out of that chain of command, out of that order. And once you do that, you destroy it. And that machine never works like it's supposed to ever again. So when you see brotherhood, that's sisterhood. Brotherhood and sisterhood are one and the same, because brotherhood and sisterhood are love. Damn right, Princess Tazara. Love and sisterhood. Now, how do you know that? How can you prove that? If brotherhood and sisterhood is love, what's love? What's love? You know, you may be familiar with a lot of the songs out there. Most of our songs are about love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Tina Turner had a song said, "What's love got to do with it?" You know what I'm saying? What is love? Everybody claim they love. Everybody say they love. The church say they love you. You feel me? Your pastor get up there lying and he says that he love you. You feel me? That imam get up in that mosque and they say that they love you. Every politician that get on that microphone and lie right to your face says that we love you and this is for the people. Every last one of them say that they love you. Your mother said that she love you. You know what I'm saying? And she may have been out in the streets doing all kinds of manners of wickedness, but she loved you because she out like you was a dog. But she loved you. Your father said he loved you, but he was gone the whole time. Everybody loves, but nobody knows what love is. One of the benefits, you know what I'm saying, to coming into this truth is you don't have to guess anymore. You don't have to pretend you know something when you don't know it anymore. And you actually learn what the real definition of things are. If you're looking at the chat right now, you see the answers coming in. You see the brothers and sisters not only telling you what love is, but they giving you the proof behind it. You know what I'm saying? Aqua for I said 1 John 5:3, follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. Aqua Tababa said 1 John 5:3. Officer Mataz Zachariah, 1 John 5:3. That's what love is. 1 John 5:3 is what love is. Damn right, Princess Tazara. 1 John 5:3. Aquaf Shakal, 1 John, Aquaf Anah, 1 John 5 and 3. You know what I'm saying? Most High and Christ, and they are all absolutely correct. And let's get it up on the screen. Because unlike that church that gets up there and lie, they give you 1 or 2 sentences out the Bible and then give you 4 or 5 lives, 4 or 5 hours of propaganda. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 hours, you know what I'm saying, of singing and dancing and slick talk. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 hours of motivational speech and 2 lines of scripture. We actually prove what we say in here. We prove what we say here because the Bible tells us to do as much. The Bible says, you know what I'm saying, in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21 to prove all things. You feel me? Anybody can get up there and tell you anything as long as they don't have to prove it. Just like anybody can say that they love you and they don't have to prove it. You feel me? We've grown accustomed to accepting that. And that's not what the Bible teaches us. So let's get it. Let's get 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. Let's get 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. And as usual, I think I'm going to start at 2. You know, see, for us, this is a new year for us. When everybody was celebrating the new year, when it was cold outside and everything was dying and the plants were shriveled up and dying. You feel me? We know better because we know the wisdom of the Lord. We know that the Lord and his awesome power and wisdom, nowhere in the world he would call that the new year. Or determine that to be the new year when everything was dying. But now, after the Passover, after we done got together, now when you see everything start to come back out the ground again, the grass start to turn back green again, your trees start to turn back green again. Now we know that this is that new year. So we're going to start from the basics and build ourselves right back up to what the Most High wants us to be. You feel me? So 1 John 5 and 2 says, by this right here, you ain't got to look no further. You ain't got to ask your grandma. You ain't got to call up and ask her what love is. You feel me? You ain't got to wait for that Valentine's Day card. You know what I'm saying? And that old stale ass candy. You don't got to wait for none of that. It says, by this, we know that we love the children of God. Well, now the first thing we got to do, because it may be some Christians out there watching, but they scared to, you know what I'm saying, put their 2 cents in here right now. They scared to let it be known they out there. You feel me? Because just like the title of the class said, Christians aren't courageous. They may not be courageous enough to let us know they in the crowd off some Zachariah. You feel me? So we're going to break it all the way down for them. It says that by this right here, we know that we love the children of God. Now, very easy, very simply put, it could have just said, this is how you know that we love everybody. It specifically said that we know that we love the children of God. Why? Because just how love has a definition, the children of God has a definition as well. And that church ain't never taught you that before. That church didn't teach you that. When it says the children of God, it's speaking of a specific set of people, a specific race of people. The children of God are so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the same ones that Moses led out of Egypt. Those are the children of God. The same ones that built those Africans' kingdom up then as slaves are the same ones that done built these damn Caucasians' kingdom up right here, right now today, 2025, as slaves. Just like it says in Ecclesiastes 1. Ecclesiastes, right? There's nothing new under the sun. We were slaves then building up everybody's empire. We're slaves now building up everybody's empire. This is how you can identify the children of God. It says that by this right here, we know that we love the children of God. See, the problem is we don't love each other, for one, because we don't even know who the children of God is. That church done lied and told us that everybody was the child of God. Everybody's a child of God, which is a lie, which is nowhere inside of this Bible. That church done lied and said that love was a birthday card. Love was, you know what I'm saying, Sunday dinner after church. Love was all of these things that aren't love. See, we destroyed, like it says in Hosea 4:6, for a lack of knowledge. And that knowledge that we're destroyed by is the knowledge of this Bible, the knowledge of God's word, the instructions that God left us. This Bible right here, this is what we destroyed by because we don't know what's contained inside of it. You know what I'm saying? So by this, we know that we love the children of God, the blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. When we love the Most High, everybody claims that they love God. It's all on your bumper stickers. It's everybody mantra and they motto. It could be at your sports game. You know what I'm saying? Even on the job, they allow you to say everybody loves God, right? But it says, and keep his commandments, but nobody keeps his commandments. Now we got a problem. How can everybody love God, but nobody's keeping his commandments? To me, when I read this, it's letting me know right now that that's a prerequisite, that you can't love God without keeping his commandments. But yet and still, them doggone Christians will argue you up and down for that bacon. They'll argue up and down for that pork. They'll argue up and down for that pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. They'll argue you up and down to celebrate their damn birthdays and still swear up and down. No, I love God. I love God. Even though we're reading right here in 1 John 5:2, it says that by this right here, we know we love the children of God when we love God and keep his commandments. There's no way of getting around that. But we're going to go to the next verse and prove it. We're going to go to the next verse and drill down on it. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Yahweh Shema, we got Aqua Fadasa in the building. She was there. I'm just as glorious. Join us for the Passover as well. It was good to see you, sis. We got Officer Shemaga Bar. Taught a hell of a class last night. You know what I'm saying? Look, Officer Shemaga Bar came in here like he was fresh off the Hebrew Academy field. You know what I'm saying? Fresh off the field, ran up in here and taught that class last night. We got Officer 5,000. Officer 5,000, Uriah Shemav joining us as well. As always, we always appreciate your presence. Out of one, you know what I'm saying, who held it down a long time in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that was the only face you saw online all week long. You know what I'm saying? For every class. Officer 5,000, Uriah Shemav, you know what I'm saying, putting in that sacrifice. Why? Because he loved blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And love is sacrifice. Love is keeping these commandments. And you know what I'm saying? You are an awesome pillar. And we thank you, the water, for your service and for holding us down and laying that pathway for us to come up in here, you know what I'm saying, and do the same. So, you joining us as well. We got Akwaf Dabara in the building. Yahweh Shema, Alathan Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? It was awesome seeing you as well this week, sis, at the Passover. See, and I gave a shout out to all the brothers, you know what I'm saying, that got through Hebrew Academy. All the brothers that, you know what I'm saying, again, sacrificed those blood, sweat, and tears. But I forgot the Akwafian. Because if it wasn't for these sisters, you know what I'm saying, these sisters that fix all those plates, them sisters that, you know what I'm saying, mended those clothes, fixed those plates, gave us the encouragement and support to get out there and do what we did, you know what I'm saying, it would have been a lot harder than what it was. So, you know what I'm saying, get the sisters a hand. Get the sisters of Virginia a hand, you know what I'm saying, for ensuring that, you know what I'm saying, that we went back and we was able to be successful in our mission coming back, you know what I'm saying. So the water to all the Akwafian, you know what I'm saying, in VA. And if you're watching from another city or state, you have some of them soldiers that came back, you know what I'm saying, and brought their sword back with as well, the water to them as well. You know what I'm saying? We also got Akwaf Amadai in the building. Yahweh Shema Lathan Bashim Yahweh Shai. And damn right, Akwaf, you know what I'm saying? We, again, that brotherhood, that sisterhood, that love, that's what makes us strong. You feel me? That's what makes us strong. Not your bank account. Because you can have all the money in the world. I did a story earlier this week. And it was talking about Oprah and her will. Oprah and her will is leaving her damn dogs $30 million. $30 million to her dogs. You know what I'm saying? So you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have brotherhood and sisterhood, love, like it says right here in this Bible, you'll leave all your money and your resources to your damn pets. And you won't even care about your brothers and sisters who need it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Damn right, Officer Carl Sapar. You know what I'm saying? Damn right, Officer Mutazai Kara. The water to the Akwafian. You know what I'm saying? We definitely appreciate, you know what I'm saying, y'all service as well. We appreciate y'all service. Let's get to this next verse. But yeah, left 30 million to the dog, Officer Mutazai Kara, to her dogs. You know what I'm saying? 30 million to her dogs. When you got brothers and sisters out here that can't feed themselves, brothers and sisters out here that's getting put out and evicted on a daily basis. Somebody done got put out. Somebody's stuff is all in the parking lot right now. And they don't know where they going tomorrow. They ain't got the money for no U-Haul to pack the shit up. They ain't got no money for no deposit down for the next place. And they don't got nobody else to turn to. When the wealthy among us, Oprah worth $3 billion, I think. You know what I'm saying? They leave their money to their dogs and their pets. This is the love that we have for one another. Because we don't understand and know or follow what's inside of this Bible. 1 John 5:3 says, for this, it's going to let you know again, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. If you was unsure about verse 2, if there was any doubt in your mind about verse 2, if you had that Christianity rumbling around in your damn brain on verse 2 and you was trying to rationalize your behavior, you was trying to rationalize your lust, you was trying to rationalize how selfish you are because you inside that damn Christian church, verse 3 said, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. That's the only way that you can love the children of the Most High. That's the only way that you can love the children of God. That's the only way that you can love God. We run around here all day long talking about we love God, love God, love God. We run around here all day long, black excellence, black this, black that, black power, fist in the sky, but we don't do anything that God told us to do. And when you don't do that, you can call it love, right? You can call it love, but it ain't gonna be love. You can put a name or tag on anything. That don't really mean anything. You could be in Walmart and swap the tag. It can be $1,000. You're gonna swap it to say for $5. You let that security guard check the tag as you walking out the door. You gonna have a problem on your hands. You can call it what you want, but that's not reality. God determines what love is. God determines what brotherhood, what sisterhood. Not these devils, not this oppressor. But unfortunately, we fear these devils and these oppressors, so that's who we follow. And we don't follow the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Zachariah says that that's white people stuff. We don't do that, man. We shouldn't. We don't supposed to. What sense that make? What sense that make? You gonna leave 30 million to the damn dog when your brothers and sisters out here in need? What sense that make? You feel me? You'll take the plate. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, brothers and sisters need food. You're taking and feed it to the damn dog, but you give it to your brothers and your sisters. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? But that's what we've learned from this oppressor. So Officer Mutaz Zachariah is absolutely correct. Damn right, Officer. I'm Uriah Shema. If you weren't sure about verse 2, because one thing that I noticed that Christians do, Christians like to use the Bible to fight the Bible. Christians like to take a scripture in the Bible that they don't like, and they'll find another scripture that says, see, look right here, see? So it can't mean that, even though it be black and white right in front of their face. They'll take that, and I see that all the time. They'll take the Bible to disprove what's inside of the Bible. And really, when you do that, once you allow for that, all you're really saying to yourself is, I don't believe in anything. I can believe in whatever I make myself believe at the time. And this is what we've grown accustomed to because, again, we've learned from wicked people what's inside this Bible. We've learned from charlatans and hustlers and snake oil salesmen. That's who taught us this Bible. Men that just wanted to keep and maintain their position inside of this wicked empire. And as they kept and strove to keep their position inside this wicked empire, they did the bidding of America. They did the bidding of the slave master. They did the bidding of the oppressor, the bidding of the colonizer. Kept keeping you in check and keeping you deaf, dumb, and blind and ignorant to who you are, to your identity. That's why we didn't know that we were God's children. That's why we didn't know that, well, if you're God's children, it's a specific way that you have to love. Love means something. Love ain't just what you call it. Because, see, we can all love different ways. I can sell all the drugs in the world, and my kids can have all the best toys, and they can live in mansions, and they can, you know what I'm saying, have a whole bunch of money, billions of dollars, and leave $30 million to their damn pets. But that's not love, because they're not loving their brothers and sisters the way that the Lord says to do. They're doing it the way that this oppressor told us to love. You know what I'm saying? And again, it says that we got to keep these commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. It's not hard not to sleep with your brother's wife. That's not a hard thing to do. But if you grow up listening to Mr. Steal Your Girl music, you feel me? If that's all you know, right? If that's what you've been taught, that's all you saw everybody else do, well, now that's an actual viable option for you. So it's a choice. That doesn't mean that it's not hard, but now it's a choice. It takes work. It takes discipline. It takes love for you to say, you know what? That sister belongs to him. So that sister is off limits to me forever. Forever. Otherwise, you end up in this mess. These are the fake Israelite groups I am. You feel me? There's so much stuff that's coming out about these other groups. You know what I'm saying? Now, and it's so shameful. It sounds damn near worse than the Christian church. Worse than the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? So imagine you find your identity. You learn who you are. You learn that you are from Benjamin, from Levi. You know what I'm saying? You Ephraim, you Simeon. You learn who you are. And that leader that taught you who you are, you find out that he's a sexual deviant. Just like the pastor was. The pastor that touched it. He's a sexual deviant. Just like them. Just like the same ones you was running away from. You know what I'm saying? How they say out the skillet and into the frying pan. You feel me? And that's a shameful, despicable thing. That's why we always tell brothers, if you want to know the truth, you got to come to the home of the truth. You feel me? But you have to be courageous in order to do that. And that's not an easy thing to do when you have so many different paths, you know what I'm saying, of least resistance. You have so many different paths that allow you to be that same wicked nigga you was in the world, and you don't have to change. And here you're going to have to change. You can come in here as you are, right? But you're going to have to change. You know what I'm saying? Officer Uriah said that's in the Bible. Leaving the truth is far worse than being a Christian. Damn right. Damn right. You imagine you get up in there and you know what I'm saying? You know a little bit of you. If you don't know a lot of Hebrew because you ain't in class on Friday, Lashawan Kodash class, 7 p.m. on Friday, at the very least, you know Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bagatha. You learning that you got a language. You know what I'm saying? You learning that God actually got laws for us to follow, right? And then you do all that just so you can go back to the world. That means you got to go back and say not everything that you were saying before was a lie. You feel me? That wasn't true. This is true now. That's worse than being a Christian. At the very least, Christians have their ignorance. You know what I'm saying? At the very least, they haven't been taught what is right and what's wrong. And that's the purpose of these classes. That's the purpose of your struggle. That's the purpose of your journey and your fight. It's so that your brothers and sisters will learn. Because that's what real brotherhood and sisterhood is. That's what love is. Love is sacrificing so that the brother and sister coming behind you will actually have a damn chance. They'll get the information because you held on to it. They'll learn the traditions because you never let them go. They'll learn the order because you followed the order. That's what love is. And that's not a hard thing to do. It's not grievous to do that. It's not a hard thing to do, but it does take courage. It does take courage. You know what I'm saying? So my first question for tonight then, right? We just read about what love is, right? We just read about what love is. So my question is, why love? Why do we do it? Why not just leave the 30 million to the dogs like Oprah? You feel me? Why do we love? Why do we choose the walk that we choose? Those brothers you see behind me, you know what I'm saying? Them brothers you see behind me, right? Why choose to follow in their footsteps? Why choose to, you know what I'm saying, love and keep God's commandments to begin with? Why do we do that? Who can tell me why? Who can give me an answer why? You know what I'm saying? Why do we do that? And there's not one particular answer, you know what I'm saying? But y'all give me some reasons why. Why are we supposed to? And if you can back it up with this Bible, you know what I'm saying, I would be thoroughly impressed. If you can back it up with this Bible, we could do that as well, because that's what I plan on doing. Why do we love? Why keep the commandments? Now, I got a precept in mind that a couple of them that I'm going to pull, but I want to see what y'all think. When y'all come into contact with these Christians in the world and they say you crazy, you in that cult, you know what I'm saying? They're going to say that you crazy, you in that cult. Matter of fact, they might do something like this while y'all giving me the answer, right? While y'all giving me the answer, they're going to say, I was looking at the newspaper. You feel me? They're going to say, I was looking at the newspaper. You feel me? And I saw this pop up. As I'm looking at the newspaper, I see this right here pop up. And it said that a group was training in East Cobb Park under apocalyptic beliefs. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, I saw, ain't that y'all? Ain't them people that y'all roll with? They say they believe that the world is going to end. They out there running and fighting and sweating and cussing and all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that y'all? Ain't that you? Why would you do that? Why would you subject yourself to that? You know what I'm saying? That look painful to me. You feel me? That look painful. That don't look like that's comfortable. You feel me? Why would you do that? You feel me? They might pull this article up for you. They're going to pull this article up and say, is that you? Why would you do that? You feel me? What y'all going to tell them? What's the answer? Why do we love? Why do we keep God's commandments? See what we got in the chat. Officer Mataz Zachariah said, love and fear of the Most High. Most High Christ. Get that brother a hand. Most High Christ. Get that brother a hand. You know, and you may hear that and may have something slick to say, but I'm in because of his answer. But I guarantee a lot of brothers don't speed, or if they do speed, they don't speed all the time because they fear them damn police getting behind them. You know what I'm saying? They might be on their third strike, Officer Bataz Zachariah. So they fear what that devil gonna do if he snatch them out their car, if he catch them doing 120. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones that get brave enough, they fly past you on the highway. They gonna slow up eventually because of that fear. See, but we fear the oppressor because we love the oppressor. We love his ways. We love being in America, being able to do as I want, do what I want to do. We love, you know what I'm saying, the lack of law and order. We love it. We love it. And it's not until, you know what I'm saying, you see examples of them doing us wrong. You know what I'm saying? You see obvious examples of the hypocrisy of this oppressor. That's when we get mad about it. That's when we want to call, cry, and pray to the Lord then. But Officer Mataz Zachariah said that we do this because of the love and fear of the Most High. The Bible says that the beginning of fear, of the Most High, that's the beginning of wisdom. That's where we get wisdom from. If you don't fear the Most High, you're not going to have any wisdom. You can fear these devils all you want, and that's not going to protect you. He is absolutely correct. Slakia Aqua said, because we follow our Father or else. See, y'all know something that the rest of the world don't realize and don't know, and they have been robbed of. See, that church think that, well, it can happen to anybody. That church don't really believe that there's consequences behind them eating pork. That church don't think it's consequences behind that brother sleeping with another brother's woman. Them people in the church, them Christians, that woman in the church don't think it's a consequence behind her leaving her husband for happiness. You know what I'm saying? She don't feel like it's a consequence behind it because they don't fear the Most High. But what Aqua Raya is talking about, when you see that or else part, she knows that there's consequences to you not loving your brothers and your sisters. There's consequences to you not keeping the commandments of the Most High. She is absolutely correct. We got young man Kamal checking in from Portsmouth. Yahbashim Yashabakathah, Most High Christ. But let's get a scripture to back up what we saying. Let's get a scripture to back up what we saying. First one I want to pull is going to be found in the book of Joshua. In the book of Joshua. Let's go ahead and get that up real quick. See if we can get through some of these scriptures tonight. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we get through some of these scriptures. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 15. And it says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Most High. See, for a lot of us, it seems evil for us to serve the Most High, especially them damn devils, because they weren't made to serve them anyway. A lot of us think just like the oppressor thinks. A lot of our rebuttals or arguments are really rooted in what the oppressor has taught us. You feel me? You can get in any one of these battles or online talking to them, you know what I'm saying, talking about what God gonna do. The first thing you're gonna say is, you know what I'm saying, well, that ain't right. Or that it doesn't say that. Once you prove that the Bible actually says that the white man is going to pay for his crimes against the children of Israel. They're going to pay for slavery. They're going to pay for putting us in abject poverty. They're going to pay for all of those things. They're going to pay for taking the fathers out the household. They're going to pay for mass incarceration. They're going to pay for the diseases that they spread on purpose. They're going to pay for those blankets with the smallpox in it. They're going to pay for the genocide, for the rape, for the robbery, for the murder. Once you tell them that, you know what their very next response is? 99.9% of the time, you really believe in that? Ain't no such thing as no God. Why would you serve a God like that? Because that's who they are, really. That's their nature. You know what I'm saying? So in Joshua it says, and if it seems evil unto you to serve the Most High. If it seems evil you to serve the Most High, well, how you feel about slavery? If it seems evil for you to serve the Most High, how you feel about gang violence? How you feel about STDs and HIV? right? How you feel about all the plagues that have befallen the Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian community? That should seem evil to you, not serving the Most High. Well, those all things are consequences of us not serving the Most High. You feel me? Of not serving the Most High. It says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Most High, choose you this day whom ye will serve. See, this is this is the oath that we took back in the day. This is the oath that we took. You know what I'm saying? This is the oath that we took. We don't serve the Most High. You feel me? We didn't just willy-nilly choose, you know what I'm saying, to serve. We actually came into an agreement. And if it seems evil unto you to serve the Most High this day, choose you this day whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood. You know what I'm saying? You're going to serve the gods that your fathers served? Because we become so disloyal. We're so disloyal as Black people, Latino people, Native American people. In 2025, we don't give a damn about what our fathers went through and their fathers went through. Most of us don't know our fathers or care to know them, and we blame everything wrong in our lives on our fathers. We're so disloyal. But it's saying right here, you're going to choose the guys that your fathers, that your fathers follow, that was on the other side of the flood. See, it was one side of the flood that you was able to go through on dry land and make it to safety, but then it was another side where they got wet. You know what I'm saying? There's another side that got wet and they drowned in that, and they drowned in that river. You feel me? They drowned in that. That you gonna choose this side or that side, right? Whether the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites. See, today we choose the gods of the Amorites. We choose the gods of Esau, the gods of Elam, the gods of Ishmael. We choose the ones on the other side of the flood. We don't choose the side where we made it through on dry land. We don't choose the side where manna fell out the sky. The Most High gave us manna to eat, falling out the sky to make sure that we would eat, provided us with shelter and shade from the damn sun out in the desert. We don't choose that side, right? But this was an oath that we took, that we came into. This is why we're supposed to choose, why we're supposed to love like we're supposed to, why we're supposed to keep the commandments of the Most High, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Most High. The brothers and sisters that you see inside the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, even though most of their families choose the God of the Amorites, most of their families choose to follow Caesar Borgia in that Lion Christian church. They choose to follow Allah. And if they ever get enough money, you know what I'm saying, they're going to make that pilgrimage over there to kiss that rock. The brothers and sisters in here, for us and me and my house, us and our house, the houses of here, the house of Yabakar, the house of Akal Sapar, the house of Mataza Akara, the house of Urash Mab, the house of Captain Natazak Nashad, the house of Shema Gabar. For those houses, they're going to serve the Most High. They're going to serve the Most High. Because that's what we were supposed to do. That's the oath, the agreement that we went into. Officer Yabakar says as soon as cancer eat the heads up, the first thing they say is, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. And you are absolutely correct. They'll follow those other guys, but as soon as the repercussions from following Caesar Borgia, the repercussions from following Allah, as soon as they started to feel the repercussions from that, the repercussions of smoking cigarettes and smoking weed and doing drugs and having sex and throwing the sisters away, right? The repercussions of all those things from following the other nations and the other gods, as soon as they started to feel those repercussions, they started to holler out, my Lord, my Lord. Officer Yabakar is absolutely correct. You feel me? But this was an oath that we chose. You feel me? So this is why we choose to love one another. This is why we choose to keep the commandments of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you another one. And it's all throughout the Bible. I'm just picking a couple of scriptures to kind of back up what I'm saying, but this is what you can find all throughout the Bible. Like Captain Natazan Shah always says, there's a river that flows through this Bible. So even when those Christians try to take one part of the Bible to battle another part of the Bible, that's going against the flow. They're going against the flow. But it's a river that flows all throughout this Bible. We chose to follow, you know what I'm saying, the Most High. We were going to be his people, and he was going to be he was going to be our God, our power. But that came with requirements. You know what I'm saying? That came with requirements on our side. And it came with promises on this side that if you follow me, this was going to happen. But if you didn't, if you went against what we agreed to, if you followed these other nations, I'm gonna remove my hedge of protection from you. I'm gonna remove it from you. You know what I'm saying? You can smoke cigarettes your whole life, and like you said, Officer Yabaka, to that one fatal cough that don't never stop no more, because now you got stage 4 cancer, lung cancer, and you watch your body deteriorate. But the whole time you was smoking them, it was all good. You feel me? We choose death instead of life, and then we wonder why we die. And we holler and cry and pray to the Lord when we're suffering the consequences of our own actions. Let's get Deuteronomy. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 30. Y'all got your Bibles out. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30. And really in 2025, ain't really no excuse for you not to have no Bible. You know what I'm saying? One thing about that smartphone, you can actually use it for smart things if you want to. You feel me? You may not have the money to go to Amazon or to Barnes and Noble, or you know what I'm saying, to a bookstore to buy a Bible. Now, it's always good to have you one physically. You know what I'm saying? I think when you read and actually physically read, I think it sticks more, it stays to you more. You feel me? But if you can't, put it up on your phone. You feel me? Get you a King James version. Put it up on your phone. And you know what I'm saying? Get you a King James version with that Apocrypha. So you can actually, you know what I'm saying, see what this word say. And can't nobody just run game on you and tell you anything and you believe it because you don't know. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 30. We go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, and I want to go to verse 15. Salakia, verse 19. We're going to start at verse 19. And it says that, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. You know what I'm saying? This is Moses talking to the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Again, this wasn't given to everybody else. This wasn't a decree made for the entire earth, the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Or all the worlds, plural. It wasn't made for everybody. This is Moses talking to us, to our people. You feel me? To blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And he says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death. You may not think it because you might believe in that church. You may not think that when you eat that catfish, you know what I'm saying? You may not think when you eat that catfish that you choosing death, but you just chose death when you ate that catfish because the Lord said don't eat it. That's a bottom feeder. You know what I'm saying? You chose that. You're gonna have high cholesterol, diabetes, you know what I'm saying, and different issues. Why? Because you chose to eat something that the Lord told you not to eat. It says that I have set before you life and death, blessings and cursings. It's a blessed thing to be in the Israelite school, the universal practical knowledge. It's a blessing to have brothers and sisters, men above you, that's going to correct you when you're wrong. It's a blessing to know what right or wrong is. I remember being in the world, you know what I'm saying, being in that church and just wanting to know what right and wrong is. One thing about being inside that damn lying church is you can rationalize anything. You can rationalize any type of behavior. You can rationalize any type of sin because there is no sin. God knows my heart. God loves everybody. So there is no right or wrong. You sit there and you're wondering why good people are suffering. Why the bad are, you know what I'm saying, bad are getting away with everything. Everybody know pastor messing with this one, that one, and that one. But pastor's shining. Pastor got a big house, nice car, you know what I'm saying? And you sit there and you don't know why. You sit there and you're unsure. Reason being, you don't know what right or wrong is. But it's a blessing. It's a blessing. As I sit here now, knowing that it's consequences for my actions. If I eat pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster, if I celebrate Mother's Day, Father's Day, or Christmas, if I sleep with my brother's wife, you feel me? Those are sins according to the Bible. Those are sins to the Lord. And it's a consequence. The Bible says the wages of sin are death. But also on that flip side of that, if I don't celebrate those holidays like the Lord told me not to, right? If I love my brothers and sisters like the Lord told me to do, right? It's a blessing that comes with that. Why? Because the Lord is going to fulfill his side of the deal. And even though we see it on the flip side, that church will have you walking out there and not believing that God is real, not believing that there are consequences for your actions. But there are. You're going to either choose life or death, or you're going to choose blessing and cursing. He says, therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. And this gets to the title of the class. You can't be courageous and be a Christian. See, in order for you to, for your seed to live, in order for you to fight for your seed to live, fight for your brothers and your sisters to live, that takes a courageous act. That's a selfless act. It's easy to live for yourself. That's an easy thing to do, to live for yourself. House on fire, I feel the heat, my ass getting out the house. It's a much harder thing to know where the children are upstairs in that room. My rib is upstairs in that room. Grandma back there in that room, she can't hardly move or walk. Somebody got to get them up out of here. I got to turn back. I got to run through these flames and grab them. Because if I don't, they don't survive. That's what it means to be in this truth. To love is sacrifice. You got to be courageous in order to love. You got to be courageous to keep God's commandments. When the whole world is telling you to be selfish and just do you and do for you, it says, therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. The wages of sin are death, but we can live and live more abundantly if we choose to follow the Most High. But that's a courageous thing to do, and everybody just ain't built like that. Everybody ain't built like that. If you watching now, and you know what I'm saying, you haven't logged in to put your city name and state in there. If you still thinking them niggas is crazy, you feel me? You may not be built like that, and that's all right, because the brothers and sisters that are, you know what I'm saying, you hold on and you endure. We're going to hit that scripture before we get out of here too. You endure, because that's what it's all about. And that's how we ensure that our nation survives and our nation actually is built the way that the Most High wants it to be. Verse 20, that thou mayest love the Most High thy power. That's how you choose life, by loving the Most High, your power, by following and keeping his commandments. You can say that you love God all day long, but if you can't keep his commandments, you don't love God. I be talking to people out in the world. I always like to use the example of children, right? Because children, having a child, being a parent allows you a different insight into life that you may not have if you don't have any children, right? So you have a child, you feel me? We all want to love our children when you're doing that thing the right way. And when you tell that child to do A and B and C, and they do A and B and C, it's a beautiful thing. But when their little asses can't do A, B, nor C, that's a hurtful thing. That's a hard thing to go through when they don't do that. And it's even harder to convince that parent to tell them, to teach them what this Bible said. If they loved you, then they would do A, B, and C. Just like God said, if we loved him, then we would do what he told us to do. Problem is, we teach our children not to love, and when they show that they don't love, we still call it love. But love is to do what the Lord says to do. You have to keep his commandments in order to love the Most High. Your children love you, they would do what you told them to do. Period, point blank. And again, that might be a hard pill to swallow, but you got to teach them love. You got to show them love. You got to show them your obedience to the Most High. You got to show them what discipline is, what love is. Love hurts a lot of times. Love is sacrifice most of the time. Love is giving up something else that you may want to do for somebody else. That's what love is. You have to be courageous to love. Christians are courageous. Therefore, Christians don't love their brothers and their sisters. That proud black American that you know, he don't love his brothers and his sisters. He cringe every time he hear nigga. He cringe. It does something to his soul. Officer Mataz Akara, you know what I'm saying? He runs out the room real fast. He get an imaginary phone call. He got to get away from them because he doesn't love his brothers and his sisters. That takes courage. That thou mayest love the Most High thy power, and and thou may obey his voice. What's the voice of the Most High? And I know y'all know because we've talked about it in here before. We've talked about it in here before. What's the voice of the Most High? What's the voice of the Most High? Who can tell me in the chat? What's the voice of the Most High? It's a a TikTok that I did. We was laughing about it over past, so we was all together. It's a TikTok that I did of Officer Yabaka. You know what I'm saying? And he out there, and in this TikTok, y'all may have seen it, the brothers and sisters in the class. But he says that keep his commandments. You know what I'm saying? The way that only Officer Yabaka can say it. And it's so powerful when he says it. You know what I'm saying? And that's an example of the voice of the Lord. That's a great example of the voice of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The voice of the Lord are the priests and prophets that the Lord sent to tell you what he said. You know what I'm saying? That's the voice of the Lord. The voice of the Lord is Officer Matai Zachariah when he in here teaching you, you know what I'm saying, to remember the days of old. The voice of the Lord is Officer Carl Sapah when he teaching you to not be a lover of this world. You know what I'm saying? That's the voice of the Lord. When Captain Natazat Nashai is in here breaking down these scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Like he got a damn like a magnifying glass, you know what I'm saying? Breaking down, you can see the fine print when he in here teaching. That is the voice of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Damn right, Aqua Amadai, the sound of thunder. You know what I'm saying? Of the Yabaka, you know what I'm saying, is a perfect example of that. You know what I'm saying? Audibly. He's an audible example of that. But the voice of the Lord are the prophets that the Lord sent. Like it's always, man. Jeremiah was the voice of the Lord. Isaiah was the voice of the Lord. Nehemiah was the voice of the Lord. Joel was the voice of the Lord. Hosea was the voice of the Lord. That's the voice of the Lord. Yahushua, the voice of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Obey his voice, which means to obey these laws, statutes, and commandments. And that thou mayest cleave unto him. That word cleave, you holding on for dear life. You holding on for dear life. Meaning if I was to offer you right now, you want to get that 30 mil that Oprah left to her damn dogs, or hold on to these laws, statutes, and commandments, not eat this pork, not eat this crab, this shrimp, this lobster, not celebrate these holidays, you're going to say without a shadow of a doubt, instantly, no hesitation, give me them laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what it means to cleave unto him. Because you know there's no life without, there is no life outside of these laws, statutes, and commandments for us. There is no life outside of that. For me, there is no life outside of brotherhood and sisterhood and love. There is none. That world ain't got nothing else to give me that can take the place of that. There is no dollar amount that you can put on that. That's what it means to cleave unto him. For he is thy life. That money ain't your life. Your car not your life. Your house is not your life. Want to know a secret? Them damn kids is not your life. Your spouse is not your life. He is thy life. And the length of thy days. That's how you get longevity and long life. You know what I'm saying? Keeping these commandments. When you keep these commandments, you teach your children to keep those commandments. That's a thing that just grows and gets stronger and lives forever. It goes on and on and on. That's the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Most High swear unto thy fathers. So by us following the God of our fathers and doing what the God of our fathers and doing what our fathers did, keeping those laws, statutes, and commandments, we provoke the Most High to fulfill his end of the promise, to put an end to Babylon, put an end to this damn place. I know y'all heard the story of the young brother Carmelo Anthony, right? These two big football players jumped this brother. They jumped this brother. They got a known history for being bullies. They got pictures with them with the AR-15s and so forth. They known bullies. They had already jumped the brother before that. He defended himself against both of them, right? And it's all online. You can go on any post where it's at. You're going to find thousands and thousands of comments of these devils showing you why they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. These same devils that when it was George Zimmerman said that he wasn't in no wrong. Same devils that fight for every last cop that unalive us. Same ones, the same ones that when Daniel Penny, you know what I'm saying, strangled our brother, you know what I'm saying, on that damn, on Jordan Neely, on that subway, same devils that would put money into his account are the same ones saying that they need to take all the money from Carmelo Anthony. No, he shouldn't be allowed to get it. Same ones that fought for Kyle Rittenhouse, drove over 2 states, strapped up, got there, unalive folks, and then said it was self-defense. Same ones. See, if you tired of that hypocrisy, if you want to fix that hypocrisy, if you actually want these devils to pay for the crimes they've committed against us and for us to have our own land that the Most High promised us, you got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. And that you got to be courageous to do that. That's not no easy thing to do. You got to be courageous to do that. You know what I'm saying? So now I asked why do we keep it, right? Now I want to ask, why don't we keep it? Why do a lot of the people, not the brothers and sisters that's in here, but why is it that brothers and sisters that don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments? Why is it brothers and sisters that do choose death as opposed to life? Why is it brothers and sisters that choose poverty? I mean, no, that's like it. Why is it brothers and sisters that choose to betray their fathers and not go with the God of their fathers and go with the God of this oppressor? Who could tell me why? Yeah, right, Aqua Fry. You know what I'm saying? Who give me an answer or insight? Give me insight into why would a brother or sister, you know what I'm saying, Black, Latino, Native American, Indian, choose to be a proud American as opposed to be an Israelite, to be a child of God? Y'all give me a couple of answers. Let me see who all still rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Why would they choose that? Why do y'all think that they would choose that? All right, officer. Okay, here we go. Aqua Fry said integration. That's damn sure part of it. We got worse and worse off when we integrated with these people. But integration is actually one of the things we were never supposed to do. That's Deuteronomy 7:3, Deuteronomy 7:6. We were never supposed to mix with these people. We were never supposed to take their philosophies and follow their God. But yet and still, a lot of us do. Officer Yabaka said because they saw the law was nailed to the cross. They say the law was Mosai and Christ. The damn Christians say the law was nailed to the cross. We ain't got to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to do that no more. Ain't that an amazing thing? Ain't that an amazing thing to say that you love Jesus, you believe in Jesus, and Jesus died for you to roll up that next blunt? You love Jesus, you believe in Jesus. Jesus died for you to be out there to be the biggest whore there is. Jesus died for you to do all the drugs in the world. Jesus died for you to be in an alternative community. That's what he died for. You know what I'm saying? But you love because he nailed it to that cross. He went through all that, through the beating, through the torture, through the shame and embarrassment, dragged through the street naked as they spit on you. You know what I'm saying? Throw shit at you, pierce your side, talk about you, laugh, ridicule you, whip you. He went through all of that so you can smoke that cigarette. That's what he was doing it for. You know what I'm saying? You are absolutely correct, Officer Yabaka. You know what I'm saying? Aqua Ryan said for weakness and selfishness. Uh-oh. That don't sound like courage, Aqua Ryan. I think you own something. You know what I'm saying? Aqua Fazara said they were taught to by the school system. That's definitely a part of it. Our enemies teach our children. Our enemies teach our children. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of the most simplest things. You can take it on a small or minute level. Your enemy from high school, from elementary school. Now, would you send your child to them so they could tell them about you? Your child was writing a book report about my mama, my daddy in school when they were younger. Would you send them to your enemy? You know what I'm saying? That one that you got into it with, that pulled your hair, that knocked the lunch tray out your hand. You know, y'all fault. Every school year, y'all damn fault. You know what I'm saying? Would you send them to tell them about you, to teach them about you? Nowhere in the world you would. But that's what we do. That's what we've done. That's what integration provided us with. You know what I'm saying? Aqua Fry said the government. That's another good one. All of y'all are correct. You know what I'm saying? I still haven't got the word that I was looking for, though. There is a particular word that I was I was waiting on, you feel me, that I haven't gotten yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see it. We go a couple more and see if y'all can get it for me. I give you a clue. It starts with an F. It starts with an F. And we were taught this by the government. And we were taught this in the school system. And it's a product of being weak and selfish. It's a product of all of those. It happens when you believe that the laws were nailed to the cross. It's a product of integration. It's a product of Christianity, but that Christianity ain't the word that I'm looking for. It's a product of it, though. It's damn sure a product of it. Damn sure a product of it. Zara Khan said family. Nah, it's not family. It ain't family. It ain't family. Why would we choose death? I take that back. That family isn't the word that I'm looking for, but family is often a reason why we succumb to this. Family is a reason why we succumb to it, but it's not family. All right, one more. We're gonna see who can guess. I ain't got no prize for you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no prize for you. You feel me? I'll give you a shout out. Who gonna get this shout out? Okay, Aqua Fry said the illusion of free will. That's a good one too. That's a product of it as well. But I'm gonna give it to y'all for time's sake. The word that I'm looking for is fear. See, Christianity taught us to fear these devils and not the Most High. You feel me? That government teaches you to fear them and their law system and all the things they're gonna do to you by you not converting. That government teaches you to be fearful of them and not the Most High. You may be fearful of losing your family members. A lot of black people will move out the neighborhood for fear of their children's education or whatever, what they're gonna get coming up. A lot of them will do a lot of things for fear of that family. They don't want their family members to suffer. I'll never forget talking to people, you know what I'm saying? I used to always show and watch show Roots. I used to always show Roots, you know what I'm saying, to my children when we were younger. Then right off of Uriah mouth, I did say it in the beginning of the class. I did say it in the beginning of the class. Don't say I cry. You know what I'm saying? But I'll never get showing them Roots. And the response I would get from other people would be like, why would you show them that? Why would you expose them to that? And they were so scared, you know what I'm saying? You don't want them to see that. They were so scared of their children seeing that and being aware of that. But for me, I wanted them to know where we came from. I wanted them to know what was done to us. But a lot of our people fear that, so they never teach their children that. You have a whole generation of children now that don't even believe that slavery was real. They've changed the term of slavery and called it migrants. You know what I'm saying? So you have a whole generation of children that are coming into the world that will never be taught that we came over here on slave ships. Or they'll be taught that we were slaves the same way that the Irish were slaves, right? Same way how we were taught that we sold one another. A lot of that is fear. That's fear. That's fear of being in poverty. You know what I'm saying? Fear of being in poverty. Well, if my child grows up, black power, he's not going to be able to integrate into the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? We fear of being in poverty. That's fear of being shamed. You know what I'm saying? Fear of that shame that's attached and carried to us being the slaves that built this nation. That fear of just defeat. No, you can't beat these devils anyway. You can't beat them. Got to join them. A lot of those the black MAGAs, you know what I'm saying, the black conservatives, a lot of them ones that you see online, as much as they put on that air of they're strong, they're brave, and they're just different than the rest of the people, a lot of that is just fear. They're scared. They see the injustice like you see the injustice. But to point out that injustice, that takes courage. To point out, you know what I'm saying, what's done, what something that's wrong or how they do our people, to point out the obvious hypocrisy, to point out the injustice, to point out the cruel and savagery of this oppressor, you know what I'm saying? That takes courage, and everybody doesn't have that, you know what I'm saying? And then death. A lot of us just fear dying. A lot of us fear, you know what I'm saying? Well, they just gonna kill you. They just gonna unalive you. And if you be honest about it, you know, so we can all be honest in here. That's one of the main weapons that this oppressor have used since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? They've always used death against us. But they used that way before we got off them slave ships. They were using death and all those same tactics against us. They were using poverty against us before the slave ships, shame before the slave ships. You know what I'm saying? Death, defeat, all that before the slave ships. They always have had the same tactics. And the only thing that has become different, we're a lot less courageous than what we used to be. That's why it's so easy for us to be Christians, because you don't have to be courageous to be a Christian. It's easy to be a Muslim. You don't have to be courageous to be a Muslim. When everybody else is saying go to the right, and you that one to say, nah, we're going to go this way. That takes courage to do that. Those brothers you see behind me, and I should have repositioned it so you can have Officer Mataz Al-Karai. You know what I'm saying? That you can see. I got to keep ducking out so you can see Officer Mataz Al-Karai. That takes courage to do. You know what I'm saying? That takes courage. That's all in the face of fear. That's in the face of poverty. A lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying, had to sacrifice that Sunday going to work. They couldn't go to work that damn Sunday. They couldn't go to work that Sunday because Sunday we had to be in that field. You know what I'm saying? They had to sacrifice that shame. You coming back dirty and beat up, clothes ripped up, you know what I'm saying? Dirt all on your face, your tie. You know what I'm saying? What was you doing? Voluntarily going out in the field, getting my ass for what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? It takes courage to do that. You feel me? That takes courage to do that. You feel me? And as a Christian, ain't no Hebrew Academy for Christianity. Ain't no Hebrew Academy for these fake Israelite groups. None of that, because it doesn't require courage. But to be here, to be a brother and sister here, to actually have and practice brotherhood and sisterhood, to actually love one another, you got to be courageous to love one another. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Yabaka said they ain't want us to see roots, but made us read Number the Stars, a book about the Jewish Holocaust, and that was mandatory. You are absolutely correct. I remember learning about the Diary of Anne Frank. That joint is drilled into my head today. You know what I'm saying? That's drilled into my head. I remember reading the Diary of Anne Frank. You know what I'm saying? I remember the Holocaust. They showing us movies and films on the of the gas chambers and so forth when we were coming up. But we never watched Roots in school. I was in Chicago. I didn't learn about Emmett Till. My mama them told me about Emmett Till. And then I went to research and look at it on my own. And I remember the first time I saw the picture of him in that casket. Then I'm like, well, damn, why we didn't learn about this in school? Because this sounds very similar to some of the same stuff that's going on right now today. So you are absolutely correct, Officer Yabaka. You know what I'm saying? Officer Yorash Mom said, damn right, fear God to beat your fears of the world, your fears of death. Damn right. And you have to fear the Most High to beat your fears of the world and your fears of death. And the simple trick to it is knowing that God is in control of all of that. But see, if you in that church and you don't believe that God is in control, if you in that church and you don't fear God, you don't fear that he has the power, you know what I'm saying? You don't fear Christ, he has the keys of life and death. If you don't think that we in a situation that we in now as a result of our disobedience, that our disobedience actually has a consequence behind it, you're going to be fearful of the world. You're going to fear that cop more so than you're going to fear the Most High. You'll fear him. You're not going to fear the Most High. So you'll do any and everything to get along. Put your head down. Yes, a master. You know what I'm saying? Proud to be an American. As opposed to say, nah, America was wrong for this and wrong for that. That wasn't right when they did this right here. This doesn't build a nation. That's against that. Why would you give it to this nation and not give it to this nation? You know, in 2025, we still fighting over reparations. And I just saw a post earlier before I started the class. A sister in Colombia is about to be the first vice president sister in Colombia, right? And one of the first things she said she want to do was reparations. And the amount of negative comments on that post, it had to be at least 3,800, I think. And each and every last one of them are the damn devils. There goes some old people asking for nothing that didn't do anything to deserve it. And that's a light comment compared to some of them that's on there. And we still fight for that. As opposed to saying the people that say things like that, feel that way, they'll never give us reparation. But the Most High is in control of everything. So why are we going to them? This unjust people for justice? Why are we going to unrighteous people for righteousness? It's because of fear, because we fear the unrighteous people, and we don't fear the righteous God. We don't fear the Most High power. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Yorash Mouth said any fear that's outside of the Most High is anxiety, and that's a demon. Most High Christ. and we give that demon power, and if we allow that demon to grow and grow, the more and more we refuse to do what the Lord says do. The more and more we take away the power that the Most High Power has, that He should have, the fear that we should give to Him, we give it to that demon, and the demon just gets more, it gets stronger and stronger. You know what I'm saying? But let's get a couple of scriptures on fear, why we shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Why we shouldn't fear these damn devils. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. First, I want to start at 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Now, this is one of them that you're probably familiar with. They actually say it in that line church. I think I've heard this in that line church before. Now, they don't believe it, they don't practice it, but they do say it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it pulled up, make it a little bit bigger. Make it a little bit bigger for the more seasoned Akim and Akwat. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For the Most High have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. By keeping those laws, statutes, and commandments, you gain power from that. Why? Because you gain reassurance from that. You know that by following and doing what the Most High Power says do, you don't have to worry about those things that you fear in the world. You don't have to worry about that anxiety that the world gives you. You ain't worried about no damn bills. The Most High is in control of that. You feel me? You ain't worried about that. You ain't worried about none of those things in the world. Why? Because you fear the Most High. You're going to follow His laws, statutes, and commandments. You know He's in control of it. And you know that if you're doing what the Lord says do, He going to do what He said do. It says, and of love. The spirit we're supposed to have is the spirit of power and of love. That's to keep His commandments. That's to have brotherhood and sisterhood. See, the thing about it is, I think I brought it out in the last class that I taught. We spend, black people, this is just black people. That's not even including our Latino brothers and sisters. That number wasn't including the Native American Indian brothers and sisters. $1.8 trillion is what we spent the last year as a people. $1.8 trillion. Now imagine the power that comes with $1.8 trillion, right? $1.8 trillion. So if we loved each other, had the brotherhood and sisterhood like we should for one another with $1.8 trillion, ain't none of us poor and in poverty. We can have a fund set up right now. When you need anything, go to that and then you're going to get it. Rent going to be late, no problem. Call the number real quick. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm an Israelite. Damn right. Boom. It's sent to your account. Why? Because we spend $1.8 trillion. Oprah leaving $30 million to her damn dog. How many families could that help? How many rents and mortgages could that pay? How many years? Just that $30 million alone. But because we don't have the love, which is the spirit of the Most High, we don't have the power that comes behind that. And it says of sound mind. When it's talking about in a sound mind, that's talking about what I'll watching mouth talking about as far as that anxiety and that demon. We don't have sound mind because we're always worried about this. We worried about the bills. We worried about getting pulled over. We worried about, you know what I'm saying, these devils just being these damn devils. That brother Carmelo Anthony went to a track meet, right? Because he's a track runner and went to a track meet. And as it rained, he got underneath the tents provided by the school for everybody. For that very thing, I done ran track before. And track, you know what I'm saying, that you've been out there wet and slippery, your cleats and all that can become a safety hazard. So they provide the tents and all that for you to go under. And that brother got jumped. And you would think in that case, he's already been jumped. He's already going through. He shouldn't have to worry about if I do defend myself. Now I'm in jail under $1 million bond, something they ain't never gave. They didn't give Kyle. I think they gave Kyle Rittenhouse $300,000 bond. George Zimmerman got like a couple $100,000 bond. None of them got no $300,000, no $1 million bond, and none of them were teenagers. I got jumped, but we don't have that sound mind because we don't follow the Lord. And see, the thing about Christianity, not only does Christianity keeps you from being courageous, Christianity always keeps you in doubt. And it always keeps you in fear because you're always wondering and hoping and praying and hoping and praying that this is going to happen and that's going to happen because you're always unsure. And you're unsure because you don't follow what the Lord says do. There's no assurity in Christianity. There's nothing you can be, like I'm going to do this because I'm a Christian. It doesn't. In Christianity, you're always worried. You always damn right. Officer Young Rashmouth said drugs put that spirit of fear on our people, paranoia. You are always paranoid as a Christian. You're always paranoid as a Christian. You know what I'm saying? When you're getting high, you're always paranoid when you're getting high. That's one of the side effects of getting high. You know what I'm saying? You're paranoid. But just by doing the simple basics of not getting high, because God say don't get high, guess what? You remove that paranoia from your life. you get that sound mind like it's talking about right here in 2 Timothy. You feel me? So again, when we choose death, we choose the things that comes along with that. When we choose death, we choose that spirit of fear that the Most High didn't give us. We choose that lack of fire, that lack of power that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? We choose that lack of love for each other that comes with it. And we choose that lack of sound mind, of never being sure, of always being in a constant state of paranoia, you know what I'm saying, as a result of not fearing the Most High and fearing these damn devils. You know what I'm saying? Officer Rashmov said, Khan, which makes us so superstitious. Black people are some of the most superstitious people in the world. I remember when I was growing up, first time I heard step on the crack, break your mama back. That whole day I'm trying to tiptoe around the damn cracks. And I'm in the city, Officer Rashmov. I'm in the city. So not only is it cracks just from the sidewalk, right? From the separations when they poured the concrete for the sidewalk, but you're in the city. So there's cracks all through the damn sidewalk. Don't nobody maintain them anyway after they done been poured. So I'm up here trying to tiptoe, you know what I'm saying? Not step on no crack. And I remember how, again, you're just so superstitious. You're worried about the black cats going across your path. You're worried about stepping on the crack. You're worried about this. You got so many different superstitions because you're not taught to fear the Most High. You fear everything else. You don't know why everything is so bad. You don't know why everything is so bad all the time. There's always something happening here. We can't never have a family get together without somebody getting locked up, going to jail, or beating up on somebody. Never. There's always something going on. Grandma ain't never got money for the rent end of the month. Somebody always locked up, need bail money. Every time somebody die, we ain't got no money for no headstone. We always trying to get together to put money together for the funeral. Because you don't have that sound of mind. And you become so superstitious. And there's so many that you hear throughout life, and you start to believe in that mess. You believe in the crystals. You believe in the rocks. You believe in the vibrations. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever heard this one. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tell me in the chat. Y'all tell me some of the superstitions, if I haven't named all of them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tell me some of the superstitions y'all grew up with. You feel me? Now, I know we got some brothers and sisters from Tri-City, from the country. You know what I'm saying? In the chat. Y'all tell me some of them superstitions you were taught growing up. You feel me? That you may not believe, that may or may not stuck with you, but you still were taught those growing up. Y'all give me some of those superstitions in the chat. You feel me? That's a whole nother class right there. Y'all give me some of those superstitions. You know what I'm saying? When you are fearful of everything in the world, you're not fearful of the Most High. You fear death, and that creates you. That's how you can be a Christian. That's where you get your black MAGAs from, your black Republicans and your black Democrats. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get your fake Israelites groups from. A lot of brothers and sisters that would have been in the ISUPK, they scared of the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? They fear the ISUPK. Them niggas right there just a little too wild for my taste. They fear the ISUPK. And as a result of that fear, they end up being superstitious and paranoid, and they end up not having the spirit of the Most High. You feel me? Let's get some of these superstitions. Let me stop this scripture right here. What we got? Azara Khan said, sweeping feet, you won't get married, or you look. I remember that one. I'm not forgetting. I'm in there sweeping. I must have swept over grandma's feet. She there, and grandma was a little older then. Grandma damn near jumped out her nightgown when I swept over her foot. You know what I'm saying? She almost jumped out her nightgown. You know what I'm saying? Her old duster when I swept over her foot. So Azara Khan ahead. Officer Yabaka said, get your feet, get your feet swept with a broom. Yep. Officer Aqua said, walking under the ladder. You're damn right, walking under the ladder. You know what I'm saying? That was bad luck. Walking underneath the doggone ladder. And then look, we came up doing the era Final Destination. I don't know if y'all remember those movies. You know what I'm saying? That just made it worse. Aqua Amadah said, flush your hair in the toilet and to Joy to put in the trash. And if it blows away, the bird gets his back. Is that 100? I used to cut hair, right? And I never get one the first time. I'm out in the garage cutting hair. It was easy to keep it cleaned up out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a shorty, so now feel like I got my own little shop. And you know, my mom was like, why you out here cutting hair? You need to close that, sweep all that up. Them birds get their hair. Them birds get their hair. They're going to go crazy. They're going to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So you are absolutely correct. You had to wrap that hair up, flush it in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? To make sure don't nobody else get it. You feel me? So you are absolutely correct. Aqua Fazara said, throwing hair out the window, you lose your mind. Yep, go crazy. Them birds get the hair. Aqua Fana said, don't open up an umbrella in the house or you're going to have bad luck. 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. 7 years bad luck. They're all right. Aqua Fana said, break a mirror, you're going to get bad luck. Now, and I think y'all probably do know that luck is another god, right? I think we've talked about that in class before. Lucky, that's a god. That's a whole nother god. A lot of those superstitions are born out of us not fearing the Most High and fearing those other gods, praying to those other gods, those other idols. And that's what the other nations did. That was never our heritage and our culture because we knew better. We served the one true living God. We weren't worried about God, the God of lucky. You know what I'm saying? But they taught us over time by us relinquishing, you know what I'm saying, our fear to the front of the Most High. We started to fear these other things that should not be feared. Aqua Fazara said, salt over your left shoulder. Yep, if you did any of these misfortunes, you know what I'm saying, you did, right? Throw some salt over your left shoulder. That's supposed to kind of cancel it out. You know what I'm saying? They're right. Aqua Fazara said, chores on New Year's. And a lot of that comes from slavery, right? A lot of that comes from slavery. That whole eating the black eyed peas on New Year's. You know what I'm saying? That spring cleaning, you know what I'm saying, that you do right before New Year's. A lot of that, it comes from slavery because that's when they would clear up that's when the devils would pay off their debts, right? So if they owe money or owe whatever, you was what they paid them debts off at. So a lot of families got split up for the New Year's. So you was on your best behavior. You clean up all the house. Again, these superstitions, because you in your mind, this is going to keep you here, keep you on this plantation and not sold down the road on another plantation. So that's where a lot of that came from. Again, those superstitions and that fear of that devil and what he was going to do to you. Aqua Fazara says, like, I didn't realize luck. Yeah, luck is another god. Luck is a god. I believe the name is, it starts with a TH if I'm not, is it Thuggy? It's not Thuggy. But yeah, luck is another god. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Since we're talking about it. But yeah, luck is another god that we worship. So when you hear people say good luck, bad luck, all that, that's just another god. See if I can find it. It's Tai Chi. That's what it is. Yep. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Pull it up. We can look at it real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull it up real quick. So let me stop this and I'm coming right back to it. Let's see. It's Tai Chi. I think that's how you pronounce it. All right, so it says it right here. Tai Chi or Tai Chi. I think it's Tai Chi. The Roman equivalent of it in Roman would be Fortuna, where you get fortune from, right? Good fortune. Was a presiding tutelary deity who governed the fortune and prosperity of a city. Its destiny in classical Greek mythology, she is usually the daughter of the Titans, Tethys or Oceanus, or sometimes Zeus, and at this time served to bring positive messages to people related to external events outside their control. And you see right there during the Hellenistic period, we know that Hellenistic period is when we were speaking a Greek tongue. This is where we learned that culture. We were slaves to them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that god is Tai Chi or Tai Chi. That's where you get luck from. That's where we get luck from. Good luck, bad luck. I wish you luck. You feel me? All of these are, again, when we stop fearing the Most High, we start fearing these other nations and their gods. We stop praying to the Most High, believing in the Most High, and we start believing these other gods. Same way that we do with white Jesus and the colonizer in America right now. There's nothing new under the sun. Just like I said from the beginning of the class, everything we do, we just repeating it. This is just the modern version of it. You feel me? and we become so detached from it, we don't even realize what we're doing. So you're not gonna hear us in here in the UPK. You'll never hear us say good luck. You'll never hear us wish a brother luck. Nobody wish me luck going through Hebrew Academy. Nobody wish me luck, you know what I'm saying, going to the trial. What I did here was, Lord be with you. You know what I'm saying? Lord be with you. You feel me? We don't wish brothers and sisters luck in here. We don't say God bless you when they sneeze in here. All those, again, I think are things that we picked up over time. You know what I'm saying? We picked up over time serving and worshiping other nations' gods, fearing other nations and their gods, as opposed to fearing the Most High, who did not give us the spirit of fear. You know what I'm saying? Akwaf Hadassah said this is some crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and it was even more crazy is how we all identify with it. We all identify with it because, again, this is what was going to happen to the children of Israel for abandoning their power, their God. When we don't fear the Most High, we just become paranoid and fear any and everything else. Akwaf Zarakasa, oh yes, and don't let a woman walk through your doors on New Year's. It must be a man. Yeah, yep. All of these. Yep, all of these. All of these are, again, different superstitions that we picked up over the time, not realizing where they came from. Right? When the scriptures talk about, you know what I'm saying, not being dismayed by the stars of heaven and all of that, these are things that the nations did. The nations had, in Islam, they had 365 gods. They had 365 gods, a god for every day of the year. That was never our culture. We knew who the one true God was. Muhammad just came and consolidated all that to one God. Why? By following us, copying us. Monotheism is what they call it. That was never nobody else's culture, but we were the only ones that had one true God. You feel me? But again, by following these other nations, being disconnected from our heritage and our culture, we became more susceptible to paranoia, more susceptible to these fears, more susceptible to this hocus pocus. You know what I'm saying? Which is really what you see in that Christian church. I'm covered by the blood, covered by the blood, covered by the blood. You ain't doing nothing Christ said. But you say these magic words, you covered by the blood, and all of a sudden everything is going to be okay. They hear us when we break down the Hebrew and we teach them or we show them. We read out of a King James 1611, and I open up that 1611 and 1611 version Bible, and I show them there are no J's in here. So you hollering Jesus, 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 and you covered by the blood, and you saying his name like it's some magic incantation when that's not even his name. And it still doesn't click for them. Why? Because they fear this oppressor. They fear this oppressor. They fear the things that have happened, the atrocities they've committed against us all these years. You know what I'm saying? And that's taking the place of them fearing the Most High. Aqua Fry said, break a leg. Yeah, they do that in the theater, if I'm not mistaken. In the theater, they say break a leg. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't go out there and actually break no leg. You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely correct. And last, Azarakat says, Lakia also heard something about going to the beach to cleanse something of witchcraft. I don't know, but it was all wild and crazy to me. That one I'm not so much familiar with, but I'm pretty sure we can. I'm gonna write it down though. I'm fine though. I'm pretty sure it's for real. It's so many. There's so many different things again that we've been exposed to because we don't fear the Most High. We've lost our courage, and we fear these devils as opposed to fearing the Most High like we should. You feel me? Let's get Matthew chapter 10 and verse 26. Let's get Matthew chapter 10 and verse 26. And I can already see I ain't gonna be able to get to the main the main thing I wanted to get to, but that's all right though. That's all right because we are gonna definitely get back to it because I think I might even just go in that one chapter and go all the way down for one of these classes because it's such a great story that highlights courage. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that everything in the Bible, you know what I'm saying, like we read and Deuteronomy, you know, is there for our learning. All the stories of old is there for our learning. And this is a great story that we can learn from to show us how we're supposed to be courageous in the face of death, in the face of fear, in the face of being maimed, in the face of losing a limb or whatever comes before you, we're supposed to be courageous, you know what I'm saying? I want to go to Matthew chapter 10. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10. We're going to Matthew chapter 10, and we're going to go to verse 26. The whole chapter, like all of them, is so compact, so many things in there. But I want to go to verse 26. And verse 26 reads, you see the words that are in red. That means that's our king. That's Yahweh Shai speaking when you see those words in red. And it says, fear them not therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed. A lot of times we're in fear because we don't know what's to come. The Bible, God is so loving to us. The Bible, it says that I give you the beginning, I give you the ending in the beginning. I'm joking around with the brothers. You know, we always talk about or compare it to like you in a class and the teacher give you all the answers to the test before you take the test. Open book test. We're going to give you all the answers. You got the cheat sheet. I'm not even going to call it no cheat sheet. That's your answers. Now take the test. And for us, we choose death and fail the damn test every time. Generation after generation after generation. We take the test, fail the damn test, answers right there in front of our face. And this is what we're faced with now. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, or Christ is saying right here, he says, fear them not, therefore. Why are you scared of them? Don't fear them, for there is nothing covered. It ain't nothing that they're going to do. Nothing that's going to be done that shall not be revealed. All will be revealed in time. All will be revealed in time. You just got to believe what I'm telling you. You just got to trust in what I'm telling you. And hid that shall not be known. You know what I'm saying? He was letting the disciples know, you feel me? Don't fear these damn devils. They're not going to get away with what they have done. A lot of times, a lot of the fear that we have, a lot of the reasons why you'll see a lot of Christians and so forth that aren't courageous is because they have seen these devils get away so long with everything all the time with no kind of accountability. White men don't have any accountability in America, none whatsoever. No accountability. You feel me? No accountability. Will say left today, say right tomorrow. Nobody holds them accountable for it. You can pull up pics or videos of Donald Trump saying this one day, this 30 seconds later, and they never say he's lying. And anybody that says he is lying, they like to use terms like you just a Democrat or a liberal or all this other garbage, as opposed to just admitting that he did just lie. Or at the very least, he's saying something different than what he was saying before. You feel me? They're not held accountable to anything in this kingdom. And seeing that could be very discouraging. Seeing our brothers and sisters get unalived left and right all the time, video after video. Each video is more tragic, sadder than the last video. A lot of brothers and sisters, when the new videos pop out, they don't even want to watch them anymore because they're so tired of seeing them. They got so tired of seeing the Eric Garner, they couldn't watch Trayvon Martin. They saw Trayvon Martin, they couldn't watch Tamir Rice. They saw Tamir Rice, they just couldn't watch that video with Sandra Bland. You know what I'm saying? All they did, they just couldn't watch that video the video on Botham Jean. They just couldn't watch that video on Freddie Gray. Just couldn't watch it no more. By the time they showed the video of George Floyd out there, they just couldn't watch it no more. Every time they come on the news, they had to turn from it because it was so heartbreaking to watch over and over and over again when they are never ever held accountable for anything that they do. But Christ is letting you know right now, fear them not therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. You know what I'm saying? Verse 27. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light. We go out there on the corner and we teach. We come in these classes and we teach. You know what I'm saying? We teach the same things that Christ told the disciples, told the prophets way back then. You know what I'm saying? Those same things we go out there and we teach. Those things that are done in the dark that everybody wants to hide and duck their head in the sand from, we go out there and we teach it. We speak it in the light. And it says, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. And we go out there and we say it loud, proud, and bold. That first picture I showed y'all when we got in class, that was an actual news article that came out while we were at Passover. While we were out there for trials, the devils just kept coming up, taking pictures, you know what I'm saying? And apparently somebody did an article on the whole nine while we were out there. You feel me? But the thing about us is we're not ashamed to tell the truth. We're not ashamed to tell the truth. Our Princess Tazara might be a little behind, but she is absolutely correct. She says, if you walk on the ladder, you will have bad luck. Yeah, that's one of them 7-year ones. That's one of them long ones. Stay to you forever. You know what I'm saying? So she is absolutely correct. But like what we're told in the darkness, we speak it in the light. What we hear in the ear, we go out there and we preach on the housetops. And it doesn't matter who sees it. We want everybody to see it. We want everybody to hear it. Why? Because you have to be courageous to be in here, to wear that title of priest and officer. That title is synonymous with courage and integrity and honor and discipline. You see that picture behind me, that's what you're seeing right there. That's integrity, that's honor, that's discipline. And that is not fear. The only fear you see in that picture is the fear of the Most High. That's the only way that you can get out there and speak what's said and speak what's told in the darkness. That's the only way you get out there and preach, you know what I'm saying, or teach what's been passed down from the prophets from old. And then verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body. They've always had the power to kill the body. That's what they do. That's one of their main tactics, but are not able to kill the soul. When you read in this Bible, when you understand the knowledge that God gave to us, we know that this ain't our only time here, and we know that by us not doing and obeying, not fearing the Most High now, we just got to come back later on and deal with it. We know that by us not fearing the Most High, following the Most High now, it may be good to duck your head in the sand now. Well, we just going to pay for it generations later on down the line when you come back. Because you never dealt with it the first time you was there. You never dealt with it the second time, the third time. You never dealt with it. You were scared. But that fear doesn't remove the threat. The fear don't remove the threat. The fear of the Most High, that's what removes the threat. The way that we remove this threat, we remove this devil, we remove him from the power that he has, the power that he wields, the way that we stop his reign of terror is by us fearing the Most High, not by fearing him. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. As many bodies, the billions of bodies that this damn devil has, billions of bodies this devil has, he don't have a billion souls. He got a billion bodies. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't fear him for him having the ability to take the body. Only the Most High, who has the ability to destroy your soul. But rather fear him, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. See, the thing about not fearing the Most High, not following the Most High, not following these laws, statutes, and commandments, you're just condemning yourself to come back right back to this hell and redo it all over again, as opposed to the one who has the power just to kill the body. That power that he has to kill the body, that's not a power that he earned. That's not a power that he deserved. That's not a power that he got because he's so strong. He got that power because of our disobedience. That's the only reason. He got that power because we didn't fear the Most High. We didn't follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. We didn't love one another. And as a result of us not loving one another, we open up the door for this devil to be in charge of us. You feel me? That's the only reason he has the power that he has. So you shouldn't fear him. I'm gonna get a couple of more again. I want to get at least 2 more in. I'm not gonna get to the main one. I'm gonna tell everybody what that main one is so that you can start reading that story on your own. And then when we come back, I think my next class that I teach, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through that entire chapter, that entire story, because it's such a great story. That's since we're in Matthew. Let's go to Matthew. Let's go to chapter 24. Aquaf Tazarah said, yep, good luck pennies. You are absolutely correct. Good luck pennies was another one. Some of us have a lucky penny, a lucky stones, and you know what I'm saying again, but we just learned how that luck is just another God that we follow. There's no lucky rabbit's foot. I always think about that one. Aquaf Tazarah, we was younger, they used to have like, it's kind of a little bit harder to find them now, but the little luckiest rabbit foot will be on a chain, right? A little keychain. And you can put this on your key, and you can buy these all over the place. I don't see them as much as I used to now, right? the little Lucky's rabbit's foot. But I will always think, if it's so damn lucky, if it wasn't lucky for the rabbit, they'd cut his foot off and put it on the chain. So it could be lucky for him. How is it lucky? How is it gonna be lucky for me? You know what I'm saying? But I know some of the brothers and sisters out there familiar with it. Like I said, I don't see them as often now. I can't even remember the last time I seen one. But you used to be able to go at any store, any good time, and buy those little rabbit feet on a chain, and you can put them right there on your keychain. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to Matthew chapter 24. Let's go to Matthew 24. We're right at 8:58. Get a couple more right before we get up out of here. Y'all bear with me a couple more minutes. We're going to get you up out of here for the night. Yeah, they're right. Azaraka. Remember the rabbit's foot? You know what I'm saying? You get it, put on your keychain. And like I said, I used to always think, well, it wasn't lucky for him. It didn't work for him. I don't know if it's going to work for me or good. It ain't work for him. You know what I'm saying? But you can buy those all over the place. Damn right. That's another one. Aqua Princess Tazara fortune cookies. Fortune cookies. I don't know if y'all familiar with The Last Dragon, one of the best movies ever made of all time, right? I don't know if y'all ever seen The Last Dragon, one of the best movies made of all time, with Bruce Leroy, you know what I'm saying, fighting the villain, showing up, the hood villain showing up, right? It's a scene in there where he's infiltrating some dumb goy, right? Some dumb goy is supposed to be this wise, this wise master. You know what I'm saying? This wise master, he's infiltrating to go go see him. When he go up in there, it's just a fortune cooking machine, and it's putting the young man Kamal talking shit. Y'all see that, right? Look, it's putting the fortune inside the fortune cookie, right? So he go up in there, and that's when it kind of clicked for me as well. Like, hey, these things ain't handwritten; they auto generate. You know what I'm saying? But so again, that was like my first insight into, you know what I'm saying, how they do the fortune cookies. But it is another one. You know, you open the things up and read it, and all of them say you're going to have good fortune and play these numbers and everything up. Young man Kamal up here talking trash, y'all. He said you showing your age. Now, I am a little bit, but that is an awesome movie. I don't care nobody say it's a great movie. Look, they're right. I'm a Zaraka. And Officer Yabakano, who's the master? You know what I'm saying? Mosai Christ. Who's the master? You know what I'm saying? But Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13. And I know my brother Officer calls apart, you know what I'm saying? This is one of his favorite scriptures, you know what I'm saying? He done pulled this a couple of times, but it's right in point. It's right. Matter of fact, okay, before we do this, is one more thing we gotta do. Because we done talked about it over and over again. I just want to make sure I pull it up so we all got a good idea, good handle on what courage actually is. We've used that word a lot tonight, so let's look at that real quick before I hit this hit Matthew. Let's go there real quick. All right, here we go. All right, so courage. All right, so when it's talking about courage. All right, the damn devil on the screen. We're going to deal with it for right now. Courage, it says mental or moral strength to venture, right? Who knows what that word venture means? Who knows what venture means? To venture, persevere, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty, right? Who knows what that word venture means? We got Aqua Tharapa in the building. Aqua Tharapa, I was looking for y'all at Passover. I did not see y'all. I just knew I was going to get a chance to meet y'all face to face. You know what I'm saying? You and your husband. You feel me? But we're going to have more events, you know what I'm saying? Especially with you being right there in Philly. So I'm pretty sure we'll get up soon. But y'all was Shemana Thamba Shimmy Yavashah, with you joining us tonight. You know what I'm saying? But it says mental or moral strength to venture. Damn right. Aqua Farah said to go out. Let's look at it, though. Let's look at it. Not because it's a little deeper than going out. You're absolutely correct. Let's look at it, though. When I click on venture, it says to proceed, especially in the face of danger, right? To proceed, especially in the face of danger. And that's what we do when we go out every Saturday. That's what Commander Junior Hunter did when he held on to this truth. You know what I'm saying? Even though everybody else had left. That's what Abba Bivens did when he started You know what I'm saying? When he was being the beginning of the ISUPK, we went out there and them damn Muslims took his life for going out there teaching this truth. And for every brother that goes out now afterwards, knowing the risk that is involved with teaching this truth, of holding on to the Most High. See, you can't be in here and not be courageous, because you're going to have to venture out. You're going to have to go out in the face of danger here. You're going to have to be exposed to hazard, to risk it all, gamble it all, to undertake the risk and dangers of being out there on that street corner where the race patrol ride past every day. The race patrol rolled past while we was out there training just in the park, to offer at the risk of rebuff, rejection, or censure. You're going to be rejected by family. You know what I'm saying? This isn't something that's for the light of heart, for the faint of heart. You got to be courageous. You got to be courageous to be a brother and sister. You got to be courageous to be a priest and an officer in the ISUPK. It says to persevere and withstand danger. You talk about the Kentucky 8, you know what I'm saying, the Atlanta Brave, you know what I'm saying, our brothers and sisters that have faced down danger, faced down the police, faced down these fake Israelite groups, faced down their family members, faced down their ribs and their kids and their mothers and their grandmothers, and told them, no, this is the truth. That pastor's lying to you. This is the truth. Face the ridicule, face the shame, face the being ostracized and kicked out of the family, kicked out of the house, being homeless and so forth. And they did all of that. Why? Because they had courage, because their fear wasn't in the people that held them damn house keys. Their fear was in the people, was in the Most High, who controls all of that. So it says to venture, persevere, and withstand danger and fear or difficulty. All right, so I just wanted to make sure I go through that. Because that word is so telling. When you look at the definition of fear, you get a very good understanding of why Christians are courageous and why Christians aren't in here with us and why we are. You know what I'm saying? Aquathar process, I like it. Oh, so you didn't even come? Okay, most time Christ. Oh, I wish I would have known that. I swear I wish I would have known that, because we definitely could have got you up in it. But that's all right though. Communication is everything. But we will see each other soon, Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get back to Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. Now that we know what courage is and see how this all flows together, how that lack of fear is that lack of courage. You can't venture if you got fear. You can't venture out if you got fear. You can't go out and face danger every weekend and week out. You can't make it through Hebrew Academy if you got fear, if you're full of fear. Damn right, you can't do it. If you worried about bones getting broke, it was a brother in Hebrew Academy whose finger snapped clean off. Well, with a bone snap, it was still hanging there. You know what I'm saying? It was still hanging there, but the finger broke. The whole thing broke. And you looked at the X-ray and it's just hanging. You know what I'm saying? Brother broke his ankle, broke his foot. You feel me? You can't be fearful and do the work of the Lord. All right, Matthew 24 and 13 says, but he that shall endure unto the end. And in that definition of courage, it said to persevere. This is the perseverance, you know what I'm saying? But he that shall endure unto the end. You can't get halfway, right? And then stop. Ain't no extra credit points in here. You don't get no points. What he did 2 years in ISUPK. We got to give him credit for that. I ain't got to give him a damn thing. My brothers in here, my brothers and sisters in here, they endure to the end. They endure to the end. I always like to use the example of if I'm at the house and I call Officer Matazar Karar, right? I need help. These niggas is at the door. I need help. It's fire outside. I can't get out. I need help. He goes, I'm on my way. Then he called me 30 minutes later. I got almost there, man. But I got to turn around. I ain't going to make it. You got to endure to the end. It says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Our mission is to endure all the way to the end so that all of Israel can be saved. We can't go halfway. You have to be courageous to endure to the end, because you might not be able to see the other side. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to see what's going to happen. Moses never did see the promised land. Y'all do realize that, right? Moses did all that work. Moses left his nice cushy palace, his servants, to go out there in the field, in the mud with his brothers and his sisters. Did all that work, you know what I'm saying? Once I gave the power part of the Red Sea, went across the Red Sea. And as soon as he got over there, people say, this nigga right here, and I got us out here stuck, ain't no food. I can't kick my feet up. I miss it. I want to go back. You know how niggas act. You know what I'm saying? I want to go back. I want to go back. I want who he think he is. Who he think he is. He did all that. And they got on his damn nerves so much, he didn't even make it. He didn't even make it to the promised land. You feel me? All of that. You have to endure to the end. It's a lot of the prophets that came before us that didn't get a chance to see what we got to see. What we're seeing right now to this day. But you can only get that through being courageous. I'm going to hit one more scripture and then we out of here that I'm going to tell y'all the scripture that I want y'all to give y'all a little homework, right? You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to read when you get a chance, to start reading when you get a chance. We're going to keep on the same screen. And let's just go to Luke. We're going to go to Luke chapter 10 and verse 24. Let's go to Luke chapter 10 and verse 24. All right, so I just started 23. Verse 23 says, and he turned him into his disciples and said privately, this is Yahushua speaking to the disciples, and he said privately to them, blessed are the eyes which see the things that ye see. For the priests and officers that are in here, blessed are the things that you get to see. Blessed are for you to be able to see the lives that are changed coming up in here. You feel me? Blessed are the things you get to see. When they come in here, they first learn who they are. Blessed are the eyes which see the things that you get to see. Verse 24. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see. It's a lot of brothers and sisters. They didn't get a chance to see, you know what I'm saying, Hamas invade Israel. Or, you know, they weren't here for October 7th. It's a lot of brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, they didn't get a chance to see the things that we're seeing right now. And this is a blessed time to be in, to see the Most High bring these damn devils down to their knees, to see this place finally be able to get the judgment that it so rightfully deserves. It says, for I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them. While we were at the Passover, we heard how, you know what I'm saying, at one point, they were in a small room, and you had about 15 brothers in that room for the Passover. And Commander Junior Hunter, with all the faith, because he fears the Most High, told him that it's gonna come a time and point where this room won't hold all of us. It's gonna come a time where, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be large in number. And it's gonna be a beautiful sight to behold. Y'all just gotta fear the Most High and endure to the end. You know what I'm saying? And I've not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. The wars and rumors of wars which Christ told them about. We hearing about those wars and rumors of wars every day. Aquafas Arakat said the stars falling. We seeing how the stars are falling every day. We seeing that. You got stars now like your Diddy, your Jay-Z's, your Beyonce that we grew up, you know what I'm saying, idolizing. Now we starting to see all their dirty underwear is getting put out for everybody to see. All their dirty laundry is getting put out for everybody to see. The stars are falling. Like I just showed you, Oprah leaving $30 million to her damn dogs. How many of us grew up with our parents watching the show when she was giving away cars and vacations and so forth? You know what I'm saying? Now you get to see how she really just didn't care about you at all the whole time. You starting to see those stars falls now. They're starting to lose their influence now. But a lot of the prophets beforehand, they didn't get a chance to see that. They didn't get a chance to see that. A lot of brothers and sisters didn't get a chance to see that. If you are here tonight, you are in a fortunate position, you know what I'm saying, selected position to actually see it, to actually see and hear those same things that those prophets and men and women before us wanted to see and they didn't get a chance to see. I wanted to go into the story that I want y'all to read is actually found in Second Maccabees chapter 7. All right. And what we're going to do, I think I want to really go through the whole chapter. And this is about the story. I know y'all familiar with it. This is about the story of the sister with the 7 sons. and how she stood there, peradventure. She stood there in the face of danger, in the face of absolute death. Her and her sons. And this woman was so courageous. She had so much courage. She was so One West. You know what I'm saying? When you read this story, she was so One West. The way that she looked danger, looked death in the face, and said, "Give me what you got, because I serve the Most High." And it's really an example for all of us. And it goes right along with this lesson that we went in today. So again, I might make this a part 2, but if I do make it a part 2, again, we're going to really focus on just going through that story. But for the brothers and sisters, again, that are here in here tonight, just realize just how fortunate you are to be in the position that you are. We right there. And now is not the time to get weak. And now is not the time to get fearful of the world. Now is the time to make sure you only fear the Most High, that you practice the brotherhood and sisterhood that have been shown to us, that we learned about. You get in these classes, you share these classes, you look death in the face, you look shame in the face, you look defeat in the face, you look poverty in the face, whatever it may be. You feel me? We hold strong, we hold fast to to this part that we are entering into right now. The water for everybody that joined us for class tonight. The water for all the brothers and sisters that were able to make it to the Passover. The water for all the brothers and sisters that have endured up until now. You know what I'm saying? And Lord be with you, and Lord willing, you keep persevering, and you endure to the end. If we don't have any more questions, comments, or concerns, I'm gonna get ready to go through these security announcements. Again, the water for everybody that joined us tonight. Let me see if I can find it. Where we at? The water for everybody that joined us tonight. It was awesome to see everybody. Maybe hopefully everybody caught it at the beginning of the class. I ran 3 promos. It's actually going to be 4, but for the different series that we have that are getting ready to come out. One is called "They Always Get Away." I have another one called "What's Beef." We have another one called "Sad Hard Lessons." And again, it's a 4th one that's coming as well. So y'all stay tuned. Be on the lookout for those. They're going to be great series that hosted by Captain Not the Zatna Shah. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some great series. I think I'm going to play the promos again before we get up out of here tonight. But y'all be on the lookout for those. You definitely do not want to miss them. You know what I'm saying? I get the water for everybody that joined us tonight. This should have got the date. I want to say this Friday. We're going to be coming together for the closing of the feast of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You should not be eating anything with leaven in it right now. The Feast of Unleavened Bread has already started. It shouldn't be in your house at this point. You feel me? But you don't want to eat anything with leaven, any kind of a rising agent, baking powder, so forth in it. We are in the Feast of Unleavened Bread right now. I want to say that's going to close. I might be wrong too on when it's going to get ready to close. You know what I'm saying? But I got to make sure I get that correct date for y'all. So we have that. I'm pretty sure it'll be announced again slightly before the week is up. So stay tuned for that, because we're going to come together for that, for the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So again, no leaven right now. You got to persevere. You know what I'm saying? If you like me and you like them snack cakes and cookies and all that good old shit, you can't eat it right now. Not right now. You know what I'm saying? We got a week, 7 days. You know what I'm saying? No leaven. Make sure you're eating something that's unleavened, some unleavened bread every day. This is what we do as a family. You know what I'm saying? Fearing the Most High and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. And with that, hey, the water for everybody. And Sunday is going to be the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So y'all stay tuned. I'm almost positive we're going to have something at the school. Y'all just stay tuned for more information coming out for that. The water to you, Officer Mataza Akara. Always got my back. You know what I'm saying? So the water. And with that being said, we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of this Bible that blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are God's chosen people, and that the white man, the colonizer, the oppressor, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We are not affiliated with any fake Israelite group. I cannot say that enough. You know what I'm saying? Lord be with them brothers and sisters that fell into them fake groups, them fake camps, and learned the hard way. Learn the hard way. You feel me? There's only one home of the truth, and that is the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? We're also not affiliated with any Christian organization. We found out tonight Christians can't be courageous, and we courageous in here. Christians don't follow the law most time. We follow the law, statutes, and commandments of God in here because we love one another in here. That's how the Most High commanded us, instructed us to do so. If any brother wants to be a trooper, officer, captain, general, it all starts with you getting in all black, hat, boots, war scarf, shirt, pants. Come on in and get this work. You know what I'm saying? Sisters, y'all can't be troopers, but you can't be part of the school. Both paths starts with you calling that number. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 757-550-1204, 757-550-1204. If you need counseling, whatever you may need, you want to be a part of this school, call that number. If you need transportation, if you need to know what we're doing for the high holy days, etc., call that number. Somebody will answer. All right. When new brothers and sisters come to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. And after this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment found in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, or ma'ashara, 10% of every penny or increase the Most High gives you. You want to give to the priest fund, or to the treasury department or a teacher. To the treasury department or a teacher. There is a priest fund. It's a free will offering. It's not mandatory. And whatsoever amount that you would like. We have the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread coming up this Sunday. That's going to be our very next holy convocation. And if again, make sure y'all just stay tuned to the channel for more information about that coming out later. And that's it. That's it. The water for everybody joining us. You know what I'm saying? The water for everybody joining us. It was a great class tonight. And we'll give one courtesy salute to all the brothers that's out there. Yeah, I'll bash me out Shabbat a thumb to all the Akim that's out there. We'll give a courtesy salute to all the sisters, all the Akwafian. Yahweh Shema, Alatham by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Tune in tomorrow for Captain Nathas out in the Shah scripture breakdown class. Y'all make sure y'all tune in for that scripture breakdown class and bring your questions. You know what I'm saying? And then on Friday, we'll be right back in here on Friday for the Lasha One Kodash. You know what I'm saying? The water again for everybody joining us. And with that, Shalom Israel.
Beaten to death. Correction officer.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.